Welcome to episode 36 of Annijuuti Knits. Hi friends! Welcome back to my knitting podcast. My name is Anniina and I am a knitter and a knitwear designer based in Finland. I share everything knitting related in this podcast, and you are very welcome to join me on today's episode. Today we have a surprise finished object, and you might be able to tell that I am wearing it. This is my Maja cardigan by Hélène Magnússon. I think so. I will write her name there because it's a free pattern and it's been a while since I started it. I actually originally started it on the New Year's. It was my New Year's cast on, and yeah. I had my carpal tunnel surgery on the 11th of January, and it kind of slowed me down a little bit, and I was working on this, I don't know. I will link an episode where I talk in length about this project. I did manage to make the body, I think, in the summer. Maybe it was already, I don't know, April, May, who knows. And I did both sleeves until the color work, and I ran out of yarn. I have actually dyed this burgundy color myself, and I thought that I had more. I did have more than the pattern suggested, but I think that my yarn may have been a little bit heavier, because this is a mystery cone from a yarn store that I bought last summer or the year before, and it was just a huge 1 kilo cone. It was this beigey color. This is the original color of the cone, and yeah, I took some of the yarn out. I think I had like 50 grams more than the pattern suggested. The pattern is written for Let Lopi, and I think my yarn may have been a bit heavier, like a tighter twist or something, because I did run out of yarn. I originally thought that I must have lost a ball or a skein, but it's been so long and it still haven't come up, so I think I just used it all and yeah, just ran out of yarn. So originally this project got stalled because of the fact that I had to rip out the sleeves, and they are not perfect. I will put a video here where I model the the garment, so it fits quite fine. One other thing is, unfortunately, I have gained a bit weight, I think like 5 kilos since January, so I don't know, it's a bit snug. That's okay. This is probably the way that I will most likely wear it. Just one button closed so that it doesn't fall off my shoulders. But it's a very rustic yarn. It's definitely not very soft, and I think I'm just going to use it as a just like not an outer layer. Maybe I could if it's warmer, but like something to keep me warm. So I will most likely have something even long sleeved underneath. So yeah, the sleeves, the color work of the sleeves, I had to do them without decreases. I made all the decreases on the burgundy part, and I had to start with the wrong stitch count, the color work, and my arms are quite thick and strong and so it's just slightly snug here on my forearm, but I think it will be fine. I did block and I did stretch it, but I could have, I think, stretched it even a little bit more. Or I could have stretched some length to this stockinette part, and then this would like sit lower and it wouldn't be as tight. I might just reblock this. But yeah, I didn't even know that I'm going to work on this, but I did have the urge to cast on a Christmas jumper or Christmas sweater, and I didn't cast on straight away like I normally always do, but I was thinking about it for maybe 2-3 days, and then I was like, I do have a Christmassy or a festive sweater cardigan project on my needles already, so why just not finish that? I was only missing some sleeves, and last weekend I did all the work. I ripped out the sleeves and started new ones, and yeah, I managed to make the sleeves in 1 weekend, and I did finish everything, including the button bands and the cover-ups as well. I made a reel, or it's not out yet, but I will make a reel about the sticking process, because that's always something that interests people. So I did take some footage along the way. It's not perfect. Some of the clips have been filmed by my 4-year-old, so if there's some shaky camera action, that's because of that. But I will put my sticking video here, how it looked like before, and I tend to thread some yarn through the stockinette part. Actually, I did it all the way so that I can see where to cut. I had 6 stick stitches in the middle. I like to work with more rather than less. I think this pattern suggested to have 2 stitches, which is not enough in my opinion. So I did use 6 stick stitches, and I worked the ribbings flat, and then I sewed like zigzagged just once, both sides with the sewing machine, and then I did cut, and I don't usually like take too much time with the cutting. I have very good fabric scissors, and I just went with it. You just have to make sure that you're not puncturing the back piece, so that you lift the material so that you are just cutting the front and not the back piece. And then I actually did pick up stitches before I cut it, and then it's easier to do that when it's not easier to do that when it's closed, but it's easier for you to start making the button bands when it is already closed. So yeah, that's how I went. I did use my friend's advice on the picking up the stitches. So if I will demonstrate it with this material. So I folded the sweater in half, and I did pick up through both legs of 1 stitch, so that it naturally folds also the inside of the fabric. And yeah, it's looking very neat. I will put one more picture here how it looks, so you can very easily get the very neat edge to the button band, especially when they are 2 different colors. It can definitely show if the picking up is if the picking up is done a bit wonky. So yeah, I didn't gauge watch for the button band this time, but I did on my last, which I made it on a similar gauge, and I did pick up 2 stitches from every 3 rows, so I got the perfect length for my button bands. And because I am a seamstress, and someone once said when I was still in school studying to be a seamstress, someone once said that you can tell a good seamstress by looking the inside of their garments, and that kind of stuck with me. So I thought that I want to be a good seamstress. I really take pride on the fact that I can make things neatly. I often don't because I'm just lazy, but this time I did cover up. I haven't hand sewn them down because I'm teaching this knitting classes, and I really want to show them the inside before I sew it down. So it's just sewn on the other side, so it is still open. So there you can see the raw edge, and I will sew this button band, or not button band, but this cover up band down. I will just hand stitch this way here. But yeah, I did zigzag this. Wow, it's really hard to look yourself and show. So I just zigzagged this through the excess material, and yeah, it will be very neat once it's done. But yeah, this is my Maja cardigan, and the price for this cardigan was somewhere around €4. I bought the cone for 2. I didn't use it all, but I have since gifted it away, the rest of it, because I thought that one project with this kind of very rustic wool and this beige is not really my color, so I already gifted the rest. And then for the white and the black, they are this Finnish sock yarn, Seitsemän veljestä, seven brothers yarn from Novita, and it's the same thickness, and they work really well. So the button bands and the white bits are from that yarn, and those were also some leftovers that I had at home. So approximately €4 was the price for this, and countless hours that I've used to make this. But I'm very happy with this cardigan. I think I will get a lot of wear out of it this season, and it's just getting quite cold. This morning it was -3°C, so there is already definitely that cold in the air, and you want to wear your wool. So yeah, it was a surprise even to me that this was finished, but I'm really happy that it is. I think I only have one more project that is older than this one, and yeah, I really want to get those old sweaters out of the way also before I start new ones. So I think this will be my Christmas sweater for this year. All right, I think that's enough blabber about one single project. I do have another finished object, actually 3, but the third one is a mending project, so I don't know if that counts. I did finish my Vohveli hat. It's unblocked because I didn't feel like blocking it. So this is my second Vohveli hat. I don't think I can put it, I have a hair on the bun, so I will put a picture here how it looks on. I was intending to block this hat, but then again, I couldn't find I had this soft ball. It's just my kids, when they were babies, they had this soft ball. It's a perfect head size ball, but I couldn't find it. I have used it to block my hats, but I don't know where it is, and that's why I didn't block it. And actually, when you stretch it onto your head, it doesn't really show, so I probably won't block it at all. I haven't worn it because I wanted to show you first. This is made with superwash merino yarn from Onion. It was a gift from my sister, The color is great. I don't know how warm it is because I don't know. It's not. I'm now used to using proper wool, like non-superwash, and I think the warmth is different with superwash and non-superwash wool. So I don't know, but it has a double thickness on the brim, and it's a very lovely feeling hat. Also, it feels very good when wearing it. I will put some pictures here of the test knitters that I had who made my Vohveli hat. So this is a pattern that I released this fall, and it comes in 5 sizes, and the sizing starts from a baby, and we have baby, child, and then I have small, medium, and large for adults. And this is size small. Actually, I made it with the size medium stitch count, but my yarn was a bit thinner, so that's why I had to go up the stitch count so that I can get the size of a hat that I want. So this Vohveli hat has this broken rib pattern on the body portion and just 1 by 1 rib on the brim. And yeah, that's my second finished object. Okay, even though this is not technically a finished object, but for environmental reasons, we should try and fix our clothes and our things if that's possible. And I'm not going to tell you to mend your clothes, but I have that habit that I will mend and fix my children's clothes. Mostly I always, or not always, but I usually just sew their clothes or fix them by sewing. I don't like the feeling of a mended sock under my foot. I have done few repairs for my own socks, but I just don't like it. I don't like the feeling of it. It's always a bit thicker on the spot where you mend, and it annoys me. It irritates me. So I had this pair of socks that I have made. You can see how the coloring has faded. I made these socks last year. I gifted them as a Christmas present for myself, and I've been wearing them a lot. Like, these have been my most worn pair, and I had a hole in the toe. I usually get holes just like on the big toe or on the ball of my foot, but this was quite good, in such good condition on the foot, but there was a hole in the toe. That's probably because this green color was, I think it was merino and cashmere and nylon, so it wasn't as durable as these woolly polyamide sock yarns were. But I just picked up stitches from the toe, and I didn't have the same yarn. I had similar, it's a darker green, but I think it works really well. I did fix these one night, and I just knit new toes to my socks, and now they will survive hopefully another year or so. And yeah, it was maybe an hour of knitting, making new toes, so I think it was well worth it. And now my perfectly in good condition socks can still be worn, and they don't irritate me with the mended. And I think also the mending takes as long time as it takes to knit another. If the hole is somewhere on the toe, then I will definitely just re-knit the toe, and it's much quicker than mending mending the toe. I'm so slow, I'm not very good at that, so yeah. Okay, a few other things that I would like to share. I think this took the most of my knitting time, well, last weekend, definitely, and it feels like life has been so busy that I don't really have that much time in the evenings anymore. I do knit like an hour or two every evening, but it's probably not that productive anymore. I'm usually quite tired, and yeah, so most of my knitting happens on the weekends, so I haven't really gone too far, or I haven't really gotten so much done since we last spoke. But this I did show you last time, and I will quickly show you it again. This is my Hilja tee that I started fixing. So this is the original sleeve. It has very short sleeves, and I want to make them long ones. I still had like 150 grams of this yarn left. I originally had 4, like a proper sweaters quantity, but I applied for this test knit and I made the short sleeve one, and then I regretted the sleeve length because I just didn't get too much done. So last time I had just started, and now I have like a 15 centimeter sleeve action going on. I started decreasing where the stitch marker is, so I will make a fitted sleeve. And yeah, this is something that I work every now and again. It sits on the side table, and when I feel like it, I'll just pick it up and get few rows in. You can definitely see that the line where I picked up, but that's, I think, just because this portion is blocked and this is not. I think that will fade once I will block this thing. Last time I mentioned that I bought these Haja needles to try out the small circumference knitting, because I haven't really been enjoying that method. Previously, I have tried making socks, and I've been contemplating whether I should buy the Chiagu twist set, the shorty set, the blue one, and I actually have now bought it, so yay. Did I have a project using those needles? Oh yes, I do. I will show that then. But I didn't bring the set here, but I think I have. Oh yeah, I have. So this is the label. I did buy this set. Whoop. Yeah. These are not very cheap needles, so I really wanted to make sure that I will get some use out of them. I have asked your opinion before, and I have been enjoying using them, so I think it was a successful thing to buy. 2 things that you have seen and 2 new cast-ons that you have not seen before. I did talk about them in my last episode, though. Like I mentioned last time, I am teaching my classes how to knit toe-up socks with a Flegel heel, and these are not very far along, but that's because we are going, so I am knitting the same pace than they are, and they have a class every 2 weeks, so it's a slow going process. But yeah, here I am. I did make the heel last night, so Tuesdays are my teaching days. How do I show it to you? So there's the Flegel heel. It's quite funny looking now that it's striped. So there's only this little triangle behind the heel that it's different color. There's no good way to show it. These needles are really trying hard. So anyway, here they are. I'm using leftovers from my Ohani socks and my Caramel Fox socks. And yeah, here is what I have. So this is just a stripy pair of socks. I really like this low contrast striping. And yeah, it's not a very typical combination for me, but I think it works really well. And yeah, these are going to be very slow going. They will be on my needles for a little bit longer. All right, let's go into my new cast-ons. But first, I told you last time that actually I do have the one. Well, now I have this. Who cares about the who cares about the order? I will show this new cast on first, and then an old cast on, or an old whip. Yes, shawl. I'm not very far. I did start my friend's shawl. This is a test knit for my friend Marika. She is Marilii Design on Instagram, and this is her first shawl design. It's not very long. I have just made the first section, and now I started adding these garter stripes. And yeah, it's going to be a crescent shape shawl. It has some fun shapes, and there is going to be some lace in between and on the bottom as well. I feel like this cardigan took all of my energy the last few days, so I haven't really done much more than that. But yeah, my brother's scrappy sweater was something that I wanted to show you. I have done a little bit more on it. Oh, so here it is. This is where I was last time. Right here. So I've done few stripes on the body, and then I picked up the sleeve and started the sleeve. And I stopped last night because, maybe you can tell, I don't know what went into me. I was just like, I was so excited to use my shorties, my short needles. This is now from the Chayaku set. I'm using the 8 centimeter tips. I feel I probably could put the smaller, the 5 centimeter tip onto this, my left needle, but for now it works like this, so I don't worry about it. But I don't know, I was probably just so excited to like work in the round, and usually when I'm making a sweater for myself, I have such thick arms that I usually make up to the elbow before I started decreasing. But this time I should have paid attention, because this sleeve is going to be too wide. I should have started the decreases already right at the beginning, and I need to rip out the sleeve. First, I thought last night when I discovered that no, it's way too big. I made my husband try it on, and yeah, it's too big. Like, My brother and my husband, they are pretty much the same size, and they are very lean. They don't have these chunky arms that I do. And yeah, it's too big. Unfortunately, I have already weaved in all the ends, or I have weaved them in as I go. So there's no needle action. I can still easily rip it out, but I'm still bummed. I need to take it down till, I think I might just put it down until here and start decreasing every 5-6 rounds, I think. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. It's annoying, but I know that if I carry on, I will be annoyed and I will make it longer and then rip it out. So it's better to rip it out now when it's not that far along. But yeah, are you one of those people who can live with their mistakes or like fit issues, or do you rip out and start over? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, as annoying as it is, this has been such a fun project that this is also something, it's on 5mm needles, and it's a very easy stockinette project that I started the sleeve because of the yarn management. I don't know how far my scraps will go, so I will now start making the sleeves, and at some point I will put this on a stitch cord and then work on the second sleeve so that I can make sure that I don't run out of colors. Even though this is a scrappy sweater, I sort of liked the idea that they are like they are not completely same, but they are similar in shades and yarn placements. So I will try to manage that, and that's why I have to do all the bits at once and just alternate with everything. I could actually make, or maybe I could put the other set of my Chaya goose, if I will put the short tip and the longer tip, so that I can have two of the same needles on each sleeve, so that I can just knit whichever. I might actually do that. One more project, and this is an exciting one. There was a little mishap that it kind of killed the mojo for a bit, but I think the coming weekend I will make sure that I will finish this project. I told you last week that I am participating on a test knit, and that test knit was the Cargill Junior by the Grey Bear. So Rebecca from the Grey Bear podcast has designed the Cargill sweater, and now there is a junior version, and this is going to be the size 2, and it's going to be a gift. But this is now already been blocked because last week I made some progress. I had started already the previous weekend, and I did work a little bit here and there, and then I changed into my second ball, and I worked on it last Wednesday. I did work on it, I think, a few hours, because I needed one whole ball on that day, and I got an allergic reaction, and it was not a small allergic reaction. If you are sensitive to skin, there is just like rash on my arms, but I will put a picture here. As you can see, it covers my whole like elbow, forearm, and that was both my forearms, my wrists, my finger got swollen. I did have some redness, like some rash on my eyelids as well. and I'm pretty sure that it was this yarn, because the next day I just had like allergy pills, and I did had some like cortisone lotion balm, and the rash went away. I was showing this a couple days later to my mom, and immediately when I started handling it, my hands became itchy. So it must be this yarn. I don't think it's a coloring or anything like that. I think it's some chemical that they use to finish off the yarn, because now that it's washed, it's not irritating me at all. But yeah, I still have the sleeves to make, and a little bit of the body, and I was a little bit bummed about that incident. I was working on it with my t-shirt on. I think previous times I had a long sleeve one, but when I was working on it, I just had a t-shirt, and that really affected on me, and it was so annoying. This is a beautiful design. It's very engaging. It's very addictive to work on this stitch pattern. You always want to make a full 4-row repeat, because it's just, you just need to finish one of these pattern repeats, and that way I have really enjoyed working on it. And the yarn doesn't feel that bad to knit on. It actually knits up pretty well, and unfortunately just the allergy did annoy me a little bit. But yeah, I'm planning on finishing it this weekend, and I will wash this finished item in a washing machine before gifting it to the recipient, because I don't want to risk anyone else getting that kind of skin irritation from this yarn. The yarn is Drops Soft Tweed. I have heard a lot of people using it, and I have never heard anyone getting a reaction to it, so I think it's an unfortunate mishap. I don't think that all of the colors or all of the yarns will give you any reactions. I've heard Amy Palko from the Meaningful Stitch. She had a reaction to a certain color of Holst Super Soft, even though she has used that a lot. So I think it's just an unfortunate thing to happen, and I probably won't buy that yarn again. That's how I feel about it now, but it feels lovely and it's very soft, but unfortunately it just didn't work for me. But yeah, that was everything that I have been working on. Apparently that was quite a lot. Last time I said that I didn't have any more acquisitions, but I was not telling the truth, because I had indeed had a parcel arrive, and I just did put it on the other room and I forgot it. But it's there behind me, and now I will show you what I've got. Like I said I think a couple of episodes ago, that my favorite yarn dyer, Kaarmajan's Tiina, she is changing jobs, and that's why she is now closing the dyeing part of her business, and there's no guarantee that she will be coming back. So I did have some goodies that I did order from her. This is her logo, and she is just such a talented dyer, and she always makes very good colorways that are my cup of tea. So I ordered a few things. There is a one skein. I lost the label. This is my most used Finship wool. This is the Rauni single. So it's a single ply Finship wool. I already have a project for this. I will make the Selly sweater or the pullover. I have intended to make the cardigan. I do have the pattern already, but I just came into the conclusion that I might get more wear out from a sweater. So I will make the Seli sweater and use this as a contrast. So I have a dark green, very foresty dark green. I will use these colors to go with that. I did buy a sweater's quantity of this. This is the same base. So I do have one sweater quantity, or I have a sweater going on from this yarn. I just love it so much. It's very light, very airy, but very warm. Even though it's fingering weight, it's like a warm cloud or a warm hug. So yeah, those two. And then I made my original Vohveli hat from this Lyyli Merino DK. So I did buy 2 more colorways from that. This is the Blum or Luumu colorway, and this is called Honga. And these I don't have a project for, but I did want more of that DK base because it's just so nice. And this is 100% Finnish wool Tenho. This is Aran worsted Aran weight, and yeah, again, very much me color. I don't know what to do with it. Maybe mittens, or I don't know, something will happen. And this beautiful canvas bag I got from her with my order. So yeah, so good. Now I have more yarn than I need, and I have more plans than I have time for. But yeah, I've been thinking of making a vest to work. I really would like to have a vest, but I haven't found a good pattern for it. I do have an idea. Actually, my friend Selma from the Little Big Knits, she tested my caramel fox socks in the summer, and she said that this stitch pattern needs to become it needs to become a garment, and I think she's right. I might do that. I have this idea of a vest, so I might turn that pattern or that stitch pattern into a vest, but we shall see when I do have time to do that. But yeah, I don't think I have anything else knitting wise. My new job is going well. I'm starting I'm starting to get the hang of it now. I think each day is easier. It's still quite a lot of learning, and I'm not very kind to myself in that way, that I always I get very frustrated if there's something that I don't know how to do, because I want to I want to be able to do everything at once. And as we all know, this job especially requires a lot of knowledge that I need to take in, and they said that after 6 months you are ready, and I've been working there for a month, and yeah, it's going well, but some days are harder than others. The days are usually very busy, but I think that's good, because then I don't get bored. And yeah, the days go by very quickly, and yeah, so far so good. I've been enjoying that. We had I don't know what's the word in English, but we had enterorokko, which is this enterovirus, and it was awful. It wasn't as bad as some people get it, but my kids got it, and last weekend was the Father's Day, and it already started on Friday afternoon. My youngest son had fever, and then he got these blisters onto his throat, so he wasn't able to eat pretty much anything, and he said that every like juice and everything just was like hurting his throat. So they were very poorly for the whole weekend, and my 4-year-old then had fever on Sunday, and he was home for 2 days after that. So yeah, it's been some sickness, and yeah, that's just not fun. So we haven't got very good night's sleeps lately, but it's all good now. They went both of them went to daycare today, so it's all good now. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the festive season. I am already making some gifts, and I'm not stressing about it. I have a couple of gifts that I want to make, but I've been googling. I've been keeping my eyes out for some crafty things that I can make with my children, like some gifts or ornaments or such. Now that they were sick last weekend, I did buy some craft. They were like these pre-cut Christmas cards. They weren't cards, but we turned them into cards so that you can stick these stickers and make these reindeers and snowmen and all these things. So yeah, a distraction to the to the sickness. So they were quite happy, and we have now made all the Christmas cards already so early. Yeah, I think this is everything that I had to share today. Thank you so much for being here. It was a pleasure talking to you, and I really appreciate you coming back time and time again. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, and you liked my video, please do subscribe. It does help me to grow my channel, and yeah. Thanks for being here, and have a good day and happy knitting. Bye!